Hello beauties, welcome back to the Jolie Beauty channel. Today I'm here and I'm feeling colourful and summery and I'm excited to share this tutorial with you. Today I've done something a little bit different. I've taken another artist's work and I've recreated it using Jolie Beauty products. So this look is inspired by the amazing Molly Jack's makeup. I will link her Instagram down in the description below. This look, when I saw it, I was just like, it's so beautiful, it's colourful but not too colourful, it's kind of really wearable and I thought you guys would really love it too. So today I've recreated it using the Proud palette and I hope you love the result just as much as I do. If there's any other artists that you want me to recreate a look of, I'd love to hear them, so make sure to pop me a comment down below. But with that all being said, let's get on with the tutorial. For this look today, I'm going to start with the brows. Now looking at the inspo picture, the model is blonde, so there is a very fair brow, but what they've done is a lovely fluffy brow, which I'm going to try to recreate today. To do this, I'm going to use the Pink Honey. This is a super hold brow gel, and it's basically just like a soap brow. To use it, all you do is just wet it a little bit and pop a spoolie in and just load up the spoolie with the product. This product is great if you want brows that aren't going to move anywhere. Trust me, it's a pretty strong brow gel and it's really gonna help you get that fluffy look. So my spoolie has got all the product on and I just like to run it through the brow hairs to begin with, and then I also run it down into the brow hairs as well. This just helps you get like a really good distribution of product. I find that you might have to wait like a minute or two for this to start getting sticky. And then I'm just going to take my finger and start pressing my brow hairs down into place. Now I do have quite thick and heavy brows and I definitely have much thicker, darker brows than the model. So it's not going to look exactly the same, but just work with what you've got. And because I've got quite dramatic brows anyway, I don't want to spike mine all the way up in the air. Oh, Loki's come to visit. Hello, Loki. Can't give me 5 minutes, can you? Oh God, he's so excitable. So as you can see now, it's got a little bit drier. It's really easy to sculpt the brow hairs exactly where you want them and flatten them. I don't want to spike mine up too high because I've got a lot of brow hair, so it might look a bit too intense. So I just try and groom them into a kind of natural angle. And the other trick you can do is if you've got some like longer hairs and they're just going a little bit too high up like mine were, just get the spoolie and run it down like that and it will just stop the hairs from going above that point, so your hair doesn't look too crazy. And as you can see from one brow to the other, that's with no coloured product in it, just the gel. So you can see what a difference that makes. Brows are now in place, so I'm just going to quickly fill them in very, very lightly using a brow pen. I'm really going to try and emulate my hairs. I'm not going to fill them in all over. I'm just going to tap the pen into where I have gaps in my eyebrow. So if you look here, you can see that on the bottom of my brow, this area is not as dense. So I'm just gonna take the brow pen. I'm using the NYX brow tint pen. I'm not sure what shade is this. This is in ash brown. And I'm just gonna lightly flick a couple of hairs where it's looking a little bit sparse. I'm not looking to do a thick and heavy brow, so I'm not gonna go too wild, and I'm just gonna keep checking in the mirror that it's looking just the right amount of density. Happy with how the brows are looking, so I'm just going to prep my lids ready for eyeshadow. I am going to go in with the P. Louise base in Rumour 02 just to even it out and make sure that eyeshadows are going to pop. I'm not going to carve out the brows because I want this to look softer and more unstructured. In the image, everything looks so beautiful and soft, and I really want to just keep that aesthetic. So I'm just taking the base and I'm just going to pat that over my eyelid. This is just going to get rid of any discoloration and it's just going to make sure that the eyeshadows pop when I put them on, and just take it up to the brow, but it doesn't have to be very precise at all. This eye look does come out a little bit, so make sure you're getting your base up here as well, just so you don't get eyeshadow that looks bright here and then not so bright there, so you need to make sure you're getting the base everywhere you're going to put the shadow. To recreate the look, I'm going to be using our Proud palette. This has literally all the colours that you need for this particular look, and I'm going to be starting off with the bright yellows for the inner corner, so that's Paul and Kath. So the colours come quite far into the inner corner, and I'm really going to pack these shades on. This look is almost like neon. I want it to be really, really tropical and bright and just fun. I've actually changed my mind. I'm just going to use the shade Paul and then pop it into the next shade, which is Caitlin, which is this bright green. And I'm just popping that right next to that yellow. God, I'm so obsessed with this colour. It's such a beautiful lime. The majority of the lid in the image is a beautiful turquoise blue, and it's exactly the same shade as this Lady Fill colour. So I'm going to pack that all over the lid now. And you want this shade to be the real focus of the look. So I'm just going to keep my eye open, because when you look at the actual image, the shadows don't really go too high up. They're all very streamlined to the eye, and it's almost like a cat eye but done with colour, and I think that just looks so beautiful. So when I'm looking at the image, none of the eyeshadows go very high at all, so I'm going to keep them all quite close to the eye just to make sure I'm doing a good recreation. And I think that's what makes it such a beautiful wearable look, because the colours don't go too high. So this is going to be really good for a lot of different eye shapes. And I'm just packing that blue on all over the lid. And then I'm just taking that brush and just blending into that green. And taking a clean brush and just blending upwards into the crease, just so there's no hard lines. So I'm just taking that same shade and buffing it into the crease, just blending it all together. And as I'm coming to the edge, I'm just creating a slight wing. Just make sure I'm keeping that nice and high. Then taking a clean brush and just buffing it. I don't want anything too intense here. It just has to look like it's being pulled up and out like that. And then as you can see, when you look from the front, all the intensity is just on the top of that lid there. The top eyeshadow is down. There isn't much liner that I can see from the photo, so I'm just going to go ahead and carry on and do the bottom waterline. To do that, I'm going to use the P. Louise base, and this is in the shade 0, which is a white shade. I'm going to pop that on my waterline using a liner brush, and then quickly move on to a second brush, taking that Lady Fill eyeshadow, and just set that white shade with the turquoise. This is a really good tip if you want to get coloured eyeliner but you don't actually have the eyeliner that you need. If you get a white base and you move quickly enough, you can pretty much make any colour that you want. And as long as you move fast and you don't blink when the product is wet, it should all be fine. Make sure you've got everything that you need in front of you, because if you obviously keep blinking and there's a wet base in your eye, it might go around your eye, and we don't want that. So be careful with it, but you can definitely do that to create the eyeliner. Next, I'm just going to add a little bit of mascara. I'm using the Essence Lash Princess mascara. I'm not going to go too ham with this. I just want to get the definition on the outer corner mainly. This is going to pull up the eye and give us that real cat eye look. And I'm going to put a tiny bit on the inner, but not too much. I want the thickness to be on this outer corner here. So even if you have to go in and make your mascara a little bit clumpy on the outer corner, that's really going to help the effect of pulling the eye up. I am going to be adding some individual lashes as well, just because I can see that's what's been used in the photo. But if you do have natural lashes to blend them into, they are going to look a lot better in the long run. And I'm doing the same on the bottom. I'm just spiking the mascara because I don't want it to be all over. I want it to kind of look a little bit like clumpy, but I will be enhancing this with individuals in a sec. So as some of you guys might know, I actually live part-time in the UK and part-time in Portugal. So I've been in the UK since December now, and I've been waiting to go back to Portugal, to my other home, since then. Obviously the travel has been completely cancelled from the UK, so next week hopefully I'm actually going to be able to go to my other house in Portugal for the first time in what feels like forever. So fingers crossed we get there with Loki okay, because obviously because we have Loki we have to drive over. It's very exciting to go back after all this time. Next I'm going to move on to my skin before I go back to my eyes and add the lashes. That's just because obviously if I put lashes on my lower lash line, which I'm planning on, I might get concealer and stuff stuck to them, so I'll just get the skin out of the way first. For foundation today I'm just going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is the Luminous foundation. The shade is 315 Neutral, and I'm just taking this on a buffing brush all over the face. Oh no, I've got blue on my chin. Get rid of that first. For concealer today, I'm going to be using the Second Skin concealer in the shade 7. I'm just popping that underneath my eye, and then just on the edge here, if you just make a little line, you can just clean up where we've put that blue, and it'll just lift your eye shape. I also like to add a little bit on my chin and on my forehead as well. That just helps balance my face and bring light to where I need it. So just using a little brush, I'm just going to buff that concealer in. You can obviously use a sponge here if you'd like. So I've also been thinking about adding some, well, I haven't been thinking about it. Some of you guys have been asking me about doing maybe some fashion videos. I can't really say I'm a fashionista, but I do have quite a quirky sense of style. I think some of you guys quite like that. So I would be up for trying, see how it goes. So if you're interested in that, I was just wondering whether I should be doing it on this channel or maybe I should do it on a separate channel. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you think I should just keep this one like makeup related and then maybe have another one for fashion and stuff like that, or if I should just do it all on the same channel. I'm just going to quickly set just the under eyes slightly with the Charlotte Tilbury powder in the shade medium. Just doing a really light dusting, just to keep it all in place. That's all it needs really. My phone's gone. What have I done with that? So looking at the photo, the skin looks pretty matte, like there's no highlight or shine. So I'm just going to go ahead and use powder bronzer. I'm going to use the Second Skin collection. This is in this shade Latte, which is our lightest shade. I'm just going to pop that really on the perimeters of my face, just to make it look really summery, and a little bit like on my cheeks and underneath my chin as well, just to sharpen it up a little bit. Honestly, the model in the photo has the most gorgeous bone structure, so I can't fake that, but I will do my best with a little bit of bronzer. The look has this amazing peachy blush, and I think it looks exactly like our Second Skin blush, and this is in the shade Flushed. This kind of coral peachy colour is just going to make all these blues pop so nicely. So I think that's pretty much it for the skin. I'm going to keep it nice and kind of simple really, because we've got so much going on with the eyes. For lips today, I'm going to be using a nude lip liner and then a peachy colour. This is from Doll Beauty, and it's a peachy nude in the shade C'est La Vie. Moving back to the eyes, I'm just going to add a couple of individual eyelash extensions just to the outer corner of the upper eyes. I'm using these are 12 I'm using these on the top, these are 12mm, and also I'm going to add a couple on the bottom as well. These are shorter ones and they are in 8mm. I'm just using the Lash Lock glue just to pop these on. And you can see just how much that opens the eye up. So guys, this is the final look. I hope you really enjoyed something a little bit different from me today. Obviously when you're interpreting another artist's look, it's really, really cool because it gets you out of your comfort zone a little bit, trying something new. If there's any other artists you want me to kind of follow along with or recreate, then just let me know. I'd love to do more videos like this. And definitely make sure to go and check out Molly's Instagram. I'll have it all linked down below. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel, and make sure you've hit that subscribe button so you get notified when we upload. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah!